Hey, and happy Wednesday morning to everyone. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. I actually had 2 days off in a row. I'm extremely excited about that because it's very rare that I do lately. I'm going to do some mapping and routing and kind of get into that. But I want to start a new part of my series, and that is going to be the baby of the day. So, the baby of the day is Emmy, and Emmy has been in my collection for quite some time now. She's actually not in my collection, she's actually a doll I have on sale on eBay. So, you can check Emmy out if you actually like her. Emmy has been with me for a while, and I have actually taken Emmy on trips, and we have bonded a little. So she's a pretty good doll. She's weighted pretty nicely. She's probably about 8 pounds, and Emmy is the Emmy doll from Bountiful Baby. I kept her name because she just looks like an Emmy, doesn't she? Just look like a little Emmy or Emily. So I have her in her Easter dress. She is dressed head to toe with her little shoes on. And she is sitting there and ready for Easter. I do have other dolls. I broke down and bought this actually from the Walmart. So because it just caught my eye, and so she will probably, when I change out her listing, since it's still there, this will probably be one of the outfits featured. That so if you are interested in little one, let you get a closer look of her little face. She will probably come home with this little outfit as well, and with some, of course, some other things as well. All right, let's get to the meat of the video. Um, Rooting means we're gonna put hair on a doll that doesn't have hair, so it's not some kind of hoodoo voodoo something. And we're just gonna chill and get started. I got my little mocha chocolate. Mm. So I'm gonna probably be a little bit hyper as the mocha kicks in. Um, I'm not sure if you remember this baby because it's been quite some time. I've got busy at work and been working a couple of doubles or what have you. So that's what happens when you work doubles is you can't do your little side job. So, and I don't rush, and I don't want to just like slap something together and then try to sell it to anyone. So I take my time, and plus I promised you I was going to root her on cam so you can see her. And this little bit is Natalie. I named her Natalie. Of course, she is the Blinking Kit from Bountiful Baby. And if you're interested in her, she will be on as soon as I get her rooted. So I'll let you know when we get her started. So, things you should have when rooting: you should have some chalk, I'm sorry, mapping. So, we're going to map today. So, things you should have when mapping: you should have some chalk or a pencil. I have a pencil just because I think that if I can't get it off her head, it'll just look like a little piece of hair. So you also need a toothbrush to brush the hair so you can see where you're going. You need a comb as you get more hair in, and you need rooting needles. Now I have a jar of rooting needles here, but I'm going to get some more. But they all gonna look the same, and I'm gonna put it really, really close to the camera. This is stuff I didn't do with the last video, and if you can look really, really close, you'll see barbs. Those are what's going to put the hair in the baby's head. And it looks gigantic in this camera, but it's really, really not. As comparison to her head, as you can see, it gets really, really small. And it's going to make individual lines of hair. But we are not there yet. We have a long way to go. And of course, you need hair. So I have some very, very soft human hair. I do not deal with mohair because mohair tangles gets matted, and when it gets matted, it does not recover because it's not something you can cut off and start again. You're really setting your customer up for kind of a fail if they don't really know how to take care of mohair. And no matter what you do, eventually the mohair mats. This hair does not, it will get tangled, but you can take care of it better. And I will show you some of the things I do to take care of the hair. What I don't have and you do need is a water bottle, and the water bottle helps you when you're in the shaping process. We also need a pair of scissors, which I don't have either. So when I get ready to trim her hair and get her all purty, and we'll get the stuff we need kind of for the grooming part, which you, so it's not an emergency right now. The only thing you need right now is this pencil, and I'm praying that it takes. Let's see if it takes. All right, it actually takes. And now we're going to wipe that off. Okay, it's not wiping off with my hand, so we know it works. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, as I told you before, if they're little like this, I go ahead and build them, but their head is empty. Boop boop boop. And some people use a way to heat the head up so that it's kind of softer and easier to root. It's not a requirement for rooting, and personally, it's not something I've ever done. I might consider it because this kit is the vinyl is a little harder than what the kits are usually, and I do believe it's because it's a full body kit that they made it that way. I could be wrong, but or it just could be the quality of this kit, but it is kind of hard. All right, so I got her sitting to you, and look at all that action going on her head. So if you get her, take the time to comb her hair, and you'll see some really good rooting going on. I mean, not rooting, little paint jobs going on. She's got veins galore and everything going on. Okay, so that's probably a really great close up of that. So the first thing we want to do is give her a swirl, which is what little babies have when they're first born. And if you could tell, she has a head that is still shaping up. Not to get into the autonomy of things, but babies' heads kind of misshape itself when they're first born and then straighten out in a couple of days. And that's why they tell you to be very, very careful with their head. So there you got a free autonomy lesson on top of this rooting lesson. So her head is still in the shaping up stage, which I think is cute for a bountiful baby to kind of capture. So, but we do, so that means, what that means in the rooting business is that her hair swirl, where the top of her head should be, it's now sitting a little touch higher. A little touch further back. It'll end up higher, of course, as she gets older, but for our purpose, it's kind of back here right now. So I'm going to draw it and then show you what I mean by a swirl. Oh, the pencil broke. Okay, so one thing we know, we got to be gentle with this. This is the mechanical pencil. I kind of expected it to do that. And I hope you kind of see it. See the little swirl line starting. And then what we're going to do is what I call a branch off, which means we're going to swoop the hair the way how we're gonna swoop it on her head. So we're going swoops, swoops, and I am hoping. Okay, first of all, I got to be more gentle with this mechanical pencil. I might break down and get an old-fashioned sharpened pencil because I can't. I can't, guys. I can't. Let's try another one. That one's giving me vibes, so we're gonna switch out pencils and see what happens. And this one looks like a little firmer. And all we want is a hint of a line. And we want it to swoop down. We don't really want, like, we don't want to mark her forehead with pencil markings, but we do want to have a mapped out where we're going thing. We want her swooping forward. So all we're doing is basically branching off from where we have already drawn the little swoops. And we're going to swoop this one going forward. And yeah, going forward. Think about it. And then somewhere right behind her ear, we're going to want it to swoop backwards. So basically, we've made, because you honestly can't see it. I can barely see it. I'm going to put it closer to the thing and see if you can see it a little bit. I can't really see it on cam. That's unfortunate because this is kind of what the thing was for. But basically, what you want to do is give yourself an outline. We want her hair in the front to go forward like this, and then her hair on the side. When we brush the baby's hair, we want one side to go forward and around, forward and around, forward and around. And then on this side, we're going to have it going straight back, kind of going flowing backwards. So when the mother, the mommy, or you take the brush, you're going to be able to brush it backwards. Take this part, is they brush the baby's hair forward and kind of at a angle. So you want it to, however the mother is going to do the hair, that's how you want it to fall. And when we style it, it'll make a little bit more sense. But for right now, that kind of like serves our purpose. And now we let her sit up. See if she'll sit up for us. You want to sit up for us? There we go. There she goes. Little Allison. All right. And let her sit up. I just thought about it. I named the other baby Allison. Oh, I'm about to change her name already. And I forgot the most important thing, and I thought about it and still didn't get it. I need those scissors. And I was going to have her say, she needs the scissors. She forgot the scissors. Okay. All right. Got intermission. And I will be right back with some scissors that I actually do need to cut the hair. I'll be right back. Scissors! I have scissors. Okay, I did need the scissors. I don't know what I was thinking. What was I thinking? Okay, so, all right, we got our scissors, and I do believe I sat her on the needle. Batting 1,000 here. Oh, you know what? I put the needle back in the thing like a responsible rooter. So we get us a needle out. And this one is bent. That means I've already used it before. So we won't use her because this doll's head is hard. So we're going to find a harder needle. Like when I say harder needle, I mean a stronger needle. We need one that's already not compromised. And it's very sharp. So be careful when you're rooting. Now, I'm going to be honest, rooting evaded me. Like, I couldn't get what they were talking about when I watched my instruction videos for my class. And I took classes for this, so YouTube is life. But I did. I rooted with someone, and I couldn't get it, so I just did what I would call a willy-nilly rooting, where I kind of just popped the needle in and was grateful when I pulled the needle out and hair was there. So directional means kind of like this. When they say directional routing, they mean however direction you put the needle in. You see how the needle is hanging downward? When I push the needle in, the hair is going to hang like the needle. That's it. And I don't know why that point was so hard for me to actually catch, but that's exactly what it meant. However, we put the needle in, the needle, however the needle was facing, is how the hair was going to fall. So we take a little bit of this hair. We're going to comb it first. Wait, we're going to get our toothbrush out, our handy dandy toothbrush. And of course, you can get a toothbrush pretty much anywhere. And you can get combs, of course, anywhere. Rooting needles, you're going to have to get online. The hair, you're going to have to get from the hair store, or if you want to get it from a reborn supplier, that's perfectly fine. Now, I'm not telling you don't use mohair. I'm telling you I don't use mohair. If you want to use mohair, what you're going to get is a super soft head of hair, and you're going to be super excited. But the end times, you're going to get hair that you can't really control. trying to debate on the length because, of course, this baby is not going to have 12 inches of hair. So we're going to actually cut it in half from the get. And what I'm hoping is that the length that I cut it, it'll get divided a little more, of course, as it lands in her hair. And it's going to save us from having to cut so much of her hair at the end when we do the styling part. And this is what you're looking for. Um, you need to make sure that you get it straight. I don't want to cut it over the camera, so I'm gonna cut it beside us. But I'm cutting the hair so that it's a little. You don't want any pieces longer than the original. See how it's kind of coming together. Then we're gonna lay Miss Lady down. I'm trying to decide where I want to start. To be honest with you, I was gonna start with the squirrel, but I got a feeling I need to kind of focus and not start right there. But I wanted to kind of show you me rooting so that you actually get a gist of what I'm saying. Okay, so if I'm gonna tilt the camera down so she's staring a little closer. We want this side to kind of wave down like that. So what we need to root it is like this, so that we're literally going down. We're gonna make a imaginary part in our mind, which is really great because now I have this pencil. So I'm gonna actually draw myself a part, a kind of a swoop part, because we're gonna take the swoop part and we want to directionally root it totally different from the front. The front we're gonna root in a whole different direction from how we're gonna root this basically. So we're going to take our needle, our handy dandy needle, and we're going to, and of course, if you have any questions, you can just type it on there and I'll try to catch them as I see them. And we're going to insert our needle carefully into her head. Boop. And we pull. And we have hair. Ta-da! And I'm pretty sure you don't, well, yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit. And we're going to do that 2,099.72 times. No. we're going to do that a whole lot of times. Now, what I have rushed and did was try to rush through this process. And there is no rushing through this process to have it done correctly. You really need to take your time and make sure you get even pushes in, and you really need to take your time. Like I said, this is my year to kind of like perfect my rooting. I think I perfected the painting, and I want to really perfect the rooting. So I know time is the thing that kills me because I want to get it done really fast. So taking my time is going to be like really kind of hard, and I want to get a rhythm going. And you don't have to go like snail slow, but you do need to make sure that every push counts. You don't want to sit up here and just not get nothing done because you spent 45 minutes on one little section, but you do need to spend some time on that one little section so that you make sure that you get it right where you want it. So my intent, our goal is to have this little one rooted before Friday. I'm sorry, before next week when I'm off. I'm going to give her a couple hours a day of me sitting down with my Java and me really just taking my time and rooting her hair. So that it's combable and it's not wild, and it's going to be really kind of thin because she's a newborn. So we need to make sure we pay attention to that space, to what you're doing, and we are going to take our time and do that. And we keep going. And what happens is, as you can see, she's getting a whole head of hair in that one little section. No, what we want to do is, and that's like I said, that's kind of my goal is with my newborns is to pay attention to how much hair we're actually putting in, and so that she doesn't look like she just it's like a doll. A doll would have like a full head of hair and be kind of clumpy and everything else, but we really want thin little sections. And this little baby's growing hair. She's got a ways to go, but she's gonna get there. Okay, so we're not gonna. It's over 20 minutes already. Okay, so my goal for 20 minutes is not gonna happen. So, but that's a good bit. I got enough in there so you can actually see she has hair now. And what happened is we're gonna have enough soon where we can take our brush. And as you can see, I rooted this way and the hair is hanging down right where we want it. So we are there. And if I had my water bottle, such a horrible teacher, I know. So, but if we had a water bottle, we would be able to spray this down and it would lay really nicely for you. So I'm going to today try to get this little square section done. That's my goal. I do have babysitting duties, so we'll see how far we get before our little one comes. And but that's our goal is to get that far. And I thank you for sitting with me. And I'm gonna get her nice and rooted, and then I am going to turn around and make a video on how you cut a newborn's hair or a smaller baby's hair because it's the same pattern. It's going to be easier because she is directionally rooted, but it's going to be more detail on how to get the length as far as like reality versus a fantasy haircut or a fantasy look. Reality is she's a newborn baby and she's a newborn Caucasian baby. So we need to make sure we keep her hair kind of thin and we need to make sure we keep it kind of like sparse and thin and short. With ethnic babies, it would be sparse on the sides, thicker on the top, and still short. And a lot of people are like, oh, I want it to have really long hair so I can slap a lot of bows in it. But if you look at a newborn baby, that's not happening. So that's why headbands are life. So the whole point of this rooting thing is to keep it realistic. So we're gonna keep it realistic and keep it pushing. And I thank you for tuning in. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will continue to do the baby of the video. I would say the week or something, but I'm not really sure how often I'm going to do videos. But I do want to feature a baby. I think that'll be a fun little factor. Give you a chance to see my work or see some of the dolls that I have. Again, all right, be blessed and have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you soon. Oh, if you haven't, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Bye.